So that's it, dear friends. As we've learned, every person, after fulfilling their basic needs to survive in life, immediately seeks to grow and reach a state where they can earn a significant income, passive income and large income, so that they can also begin to realize themselves and, as it's called, leave their mark on this world. And the bigger the goal you set for yourselves, the stronger the value you work for will be, and it will give you the strength to act for it at every moment. If you set yourselves a goal with the value of saving lives, advancing people, building an empire, leaving your mark, being part of something big or global, when you are part of something immense, you will feel a kind of tremendous inner motivation every moment to get up, to act, and to advance yourselves. So today we will learn the techniques of the greatest leaders in the world and how you yourselves, starting from today, can begin to build an empire. So what do you think all the great people you know have in common? Many people really admire Menachem Begin, and to this day he is remembered and mentioned both by people on the left and on the right. Alexander the Great, if you haven't seen the lecture about him, you must watch it. Bill Clinton, Tony Robbins, one of the greatest coaches and mentors in the world, and in fact, every great leader in history. What do you think they all have in common? Actually, it starts with the question, what is most important to every person? What is the single most important thing for every individual? If you think a bit about yourselves and try to put yourselves in that position and ask yourselves what is most important to me, what is most important to a friend, what is important to everyone around me, you'll discover that almost every action you take in life is an action you do in order to gain appreciation. Appreciation from your surroundings and appreciation of yourself towards yourself. That is, in the end, you want to be more appreciated, to feel that you are worth more. Even if you buy a nice sweater, you buy it because you want to feel more valuable. Even when you help someone and they say thank you very much, at that moment you become valuable. When you succeed, you become even more valuable. In fact, if you pay attention, every action you take in life without exception, you do in order to ultimately be more appreciated, because that's what's important to human beings. It's also important for you to have self-confidence. That's an aspiration of every person. There isn't a person who at every moment doesn't think about what they can do to make their self-confidence greater. All the time I hear a lot of people say to me, listen, if only I could go up to that girl I want, if I had confidence, if I had courage, if I had the courage to approach that person and invite him to join us to our business, if I had the courage to call a client, if I had courage, courage, courage. Everyone wants self-confidence. Everyone wants to be free, the kind of people who aren't told how much to work, where to work, what to do, when to do it. These are things that are important to all people. Every person wants to receive recognition from those close to them. Friends, when I tell you these are things that come after, things I've researched for maybe almost 30 years. And I discovered that those who know these things, in fact, know something that others don't know. And soon you'll understand how this affects your ability to be leaders of yourselves and of your entire environment, even to the point of being leaders of countries as well, okay? So it's important for you to have financial security, and it's important for you to feel fulfilled. Fulfilled not only by the work you do, but especially by the work you engage in, as well as by hobbies and by realizing your dreams. So if you know that these are the things that are most important to people in the world and in life itself, then how is all of this actually connected to us and to the matter at hand? Now consider this for a moment. If we had an automatic technique that would allow us to give each and every individual person that which they hold most dear and precious in their lives, look, if we truly manage to do something remarkable like that, we will inevitably make people naturally gravitate and be drawn toward us in a powerful way. You'll see people approaching you, but you won't need to approach people anymore. Thanks to what? Thanks to an automatic technique that allows you to give every person what is most important to them in the world. Let me give you an example. Let's say Asaf. He really wants self-confidence. If I come and give him a gift wrapped in a box, hand it to him and say, this is self-confidence, take it in a box, it's a gift from me. He opens the gift, uses it, and says, wow, this is wonderful, it works. From that moment on, Asaf will always want to be near me because I gave him something that no one else has ever given him. I gave him the most precious gift and the greatest in the world. This is the secret of the magnet, my friends. When you give someone something that no one else has ever given them until now, or something they really, really, really need, or if someone is now at zero money, nothing, they're in debt, and suddenly you come and give them money and give them a job and a profession. In fact, at that moment, you have given them the thing that is most precious and important to them in life. And earlier, we listed all the things that are important to people in life. And if I give someone such a gift, automatically they are drawn to me. They want to be near me. That's the secret, my friends, okay? Any person to whom you give the greatest gift in life that they want and need, and we already know what people want, will crown you as their leader. And they will want to be close to you. They will want to learn from you. They will want to take a special personal example from you. They will be interested in doing what you do and in following what you recommend they do. Because in the end, you have fulfilled them with what they thirst for most. So remember, maybe it's worth it for a moment that I go back to the previous slide. Every person wants to be appreciated. Every person wants to have self-confidence, to be free, to receive recognition from those close to them and from their environment, to have financial security, and to be satisfied by fulfilling their dreams. It's enough that you give any person you meet, see, or talk to just one of these things, and you've gained yourself a loyal friend for life who, in the end, will be interested not only in doing what you do, but also in doing what you recommend to them and what you want them to do for their own good. And that's what you want to achieve, because that's how you become what I call empire people, great people, people without limits, people who earn sums of 100,000 shekels a month. So, what's the secret? The secret, first of all, lies in the art of conversation. Most people mistakenly think it's okay to speak in exclamation marks. And today, I want to give you an exceptionally powerful tool. The less you speak with exclamation marks and the more you use question marks at the end of each sentence, the closer you are to the secret of success in life. Instead of telling someone, do this and that, you can say, what do you think if we do it this way? Or, come, explain to me why you would want to do it differently. Or, I met a friend this week for 15 minutes and I was explaining to him about our project. He says to me, but I don't have time, but I don't know, but I need to ask my wife. So I asked him, okay, and if none of these problems existed, tell me how you would do this business and how you would succeed in it. And then suddenly he started explaining to me how he would get into the business, how he would promote it, how he would succeed, what a wonderful business it is, what an amazing business. And then in the end, on his own, he says to me, well, you know what? Go ahead, sign me up. I want to be in. All I did was ask him one simple question. If this problem didn't exist, then how would you do the business and how would you succeed with us? These are questions you can practice with anything. Give me any problem you want in life. If you ask the person, for example, someone says to you, listen, they told me this and that about you, and you're this and that. Okay. And if what they told you isn't true, then what good things do you find in me? Suddenly the conversation shifts to the good things. Okay. Ask questions. You don't tell a person, bring me the cola from the table, please, but rather you say, can you, question mark, can you please bring me the cola from the table? There's a difference when you speak to someone with an exclamation mark or a question mark, because when you speak to someone with an exclamation mark, you're basically talking to them as if you're a parent, a teacher, a school principal. You're distancing them from you. But when you ask them a question, you're giving them the right to choose, and the decision they make is their own. You've preserved their dignity, you've preserved their self-worth, and you've gained their cooperation. So first of all, this is the technique of asking questions. From now on, we no longer tell people what to do. Yes, sometimes people ask me on Zoom, so what do you say, what's better, to join the regular track or the premium track? I answer them with a question. If what matters to you is making money now, quickly, and a lot of it, then that's the premium track. And if, that's a question mark. And if what matters to you is just to try because you're still not sure, then that's this track. It's your choice. I left the person with their dignity, with the choice. I didn't command him. I didn't decide his fate. Okay. Someone who asks questions of the person in front of them is actually showing them that they understand them. For example, someone wants to go out to book, let's say you're selling vacations, and someone wants to book a hotel from you. If you immediately shoot at him what you're offering, it means you didn't listen to him and you don't hear what his needs are. But if you first ask him questions like, what do you want? What's the goal? How many people are you? When was the last time you went out? Which areas do you like? When you ask questions, you show the person that he is important to you, that he interests you, and that you care about him. And this brings you closer. Okay? In fact, when you ask someone questions, you fill them up and heal their soul. Even couples who are having a conversation, among other things, I am also a counselor for couples before divorce with almost a 100% success rate. No one has ever gotten divorced with me so far. I have often observed that one of the common challenges all couples face is that individuals tend to speak at length about what they want and frequently fail to allow time for the other side to speak. Instead of asking questions and listening, each person just shoots out what they have to say, and that's a serious mistake. It's better to ask, what do you think? How are you? What do you think about this topic? How do you think we can solve this problem? Asking questions, friends, okay? When you ask, just as an example, even if you walk into a restaurant right now and the waitress comes over, not just handing you the menu and asking what you want to order, but instead she approaches you with a big smile and asks, how are you? How are you, Asaf? How are you feeling? Asaf will give such a huge smile just because the waitress showed interest and asked how he was doing. That's all. She just asked a question. And look at how that simple question fills a person up. It heals the soul. When you ask someone a question and listen eagerly to their answer, it heals that person's soul. And again, we're giving them a sense of high self-worth, and that's really giving them a huge gift. In doing so, we've made them our friend. I think you're starting to understand me. When we ask a question and show interest in the person in front of us, we empower them. They become stronger thanks to us. And now, when a person sees that you are in such a top league, that you don't just think about yourself and don't just want to pour out what you have, but instead show interest in the other person, ask them questions, care about them, compliment them, say a kind word. In doing so, you make that person extremely curious. He wants to be near you. He says, I want to be this person's client. I want to be the student of this wonderful person. I want to be like him. I want to be the horse that he rides on and takes me to a safe place because this person is wise. He listens, he empowers me, he compliments me, strengthens me, appreciates me, takes an interest in me, and does not command me. So questions that can really, really help bring people closer and actually allow them to appoint you as their leader, okay? If you start conversations with questions for people who are interested in anything related to your business, I'll give here some examples of questions. The question like, what is most important to you in life? What is your dream? What have you always wanted to be? Are you enjoying what you do today? Would you like to improve something in your life? And if he says yes, then ask, what would you like to improve in your life? Are you satisfied with your current situation? Come, tell me about something. The best thing you've done so far and that you're proud of. Have you ever felt that what you do isn't appreciated enough? Sorry for the typo, it's because I was typing quickly. Or who or what caused this in the past? Guys, every question you see here is an opportunity for a person to open up and talk about themselves for maybe 15 minutes. Do you know what happens when someone talks for 15 minutes? In fact, he becomes the person closest to you. He feels an immense closeness to you. It's enough to ask someone, what are you best at? And you'll see right away, everyone loves to talk about what they're best at. I draw well, I sing well, I know how to do many things, I have a high level of service awareness, okay? And then I ask him, are you satisfied with your current situation? So of course we know what the answer will be. I'm satisfied, but there are things I'd like to improve. Excellent. Friends, look at how much opportunity there is here to start a conversation and how much closeness you can create. But if I were just a lecturer and didn't ask questions, then I wouldn't be able to move him forward to where I want him to go. And I want to move him toward becoming a successful business owner. Anyone who wants me to lead and guide them to open their own business and succeed in it, for that I really need to take a genuine interest in them. The very fact that I take an interest in him already empowers him greatly. We said that we want to learn the techniques of the greatest leaders in the world and how you too can become an empire. We said that people like Menachem Begin, Alexander the Great, Bill Clinton, Tony Robbins, and in fact every great leader in history have used exactly these same techniques. Actually, it all starts with understanding what is most important to every human being, and all people want to feel that someone appreciates them. They want someone to help them gain self-confidence. They want to be free. Everyone wants to be recognized by those around them. Everyone wants to have financial security. Everyone wants to feel fulfilled in whatever they do, whether it's their work, their hobbies, or the dreams they realize. Fulfillment brings people pleasure. If you know what people love, it actually gives you tremendous power to draw them closer to you. Because if you give them what they need, you essentially make them feel very close to you. How is this related to us? If we manage to acquire such an automatic technique, one that allows us to instantly make anyone feel closer to us, then in fact, not only will everyone want to be with us, but they will also want to crown us as their leader. As his leader, as someone who will guide him, as someone who will say, okay, I understand, you understand better than I do, come take me forward. I want to learn from you by example, and I will be interested in doing what you tell me because you actually showed interest in me and gave me a huge gift. You understood my need and fulfilled it for me, the strongest need in life, which are those things we mentioned earlier, to be appreciated, to have inner self-confidence, to receive recognition, and to have confidence. So if you want to sum it all up, just let the person in front of you feel valuable. The moment you make someone feel valuable, they will be grateful to you for life. And in fact, they will be willing to go along with almost anything you lead them to. They will appoint you as their leader, okay? So we said, what is the secret? The secret is knowing how to ask questions. You don't tell a person what to do. You don't command a person what to do. Instead, you ask them a question and allow them to make their own choice and decide whether they want to do it or not. You don't tell a child, pick up the toys right now, but rather you say, can you please help me pick up the toys? Or are you willing to? Or do you think it's important to pick up the toys? He'll understand on his own, okay? Ask questions, okay? We reach out to them, we show interest in them, we ask questions about their needs, where they've been. The more questions we ask and the more the person talks to us, the closer that person will become to us. Actually, when we show interest in someone and even just ask them how they are, that's it, nothing more. We are already empowering that person and giving them the greatest gift in life. People are greatly strengthened by others taking an interest in them, okay? Questions. Questions that create a very strong sense of closeness are the most important questions in life. Imagine you meet a friend. For the first time, Zahava meets a friend at a women's conference, and she asks this friend, whom she just saw, how are you? Wow, why are you here? What did you want to be? What is most important to you in life? What is your dream? Are you happy with what's happening with you today? What is the thing you are most proud of from everything you've done so far? Have you ever felt that what you do isn't appreciated enough? All these are questions that make the other person start talking about themselves, to open up. And the moment people open up, they get much, much closer to each other. And the one who asks the questions in the end is the true leader. Someone who only talks without asking questions is actually showing their own need to vent, to talk, and in fact, only the one who asks questions is the leader. There's a long list of great questions here. If you just adopt even two of these questions, you'll already be like a magician. The main thing for me is the principle. Get yourself used to asking questions. Imagine you ask someone a question like, tell me, if there were a way you could fulfill your dreams and then another dream and another, would you want to take action? To advance that dream, would you like me to teach you how to do it? That's a fantastic question. It's the kind of question where the person immediately says, wow, yes, of course, what is it? What you can help me fulfill my dreams. Really? If there were a way or a method that worked every single time and each person could go at their own pace, is that something you'd want to hear about? And I can ask this to the waitress and to the gas station attendant and to my air conditioner technician and to every person I meet, I can ask them this question. Basically, the moment I asked him this simple question, I invited him to invite me to tell him about another amazing business that I can lead him to and teach him how to succeed in. Have you ever had an encounter with someone, a real question, looking them in the eyes, genuine interest in how they're doing, first and foremost, and truly caring. And then ask him what he does, what he likes, what he would want, whether he wants to move forward. Find something good in that person and focus on that good quality. There is no person who doesn't have something good in them. Every person also has something bad, but you must not see the bad through your own lens. You see only the good and shine the spotlight only on the good. Let's take an example now, Sylvia, okay? All right? I could say a lot of things about Sylvia, but I choose to talk about her beautiful smile, about her new hair that she recently had styled with highlights, her lovely glasses, and the fact that she is a person with a heart of gold, right? I could also say that she's not young and all sorts of things like that, but no, I don't see that at all. I'm not there. But look, see what a smile appeared, and this was just an example. And look at the smile that comes to her lips, and I could do the same for any one of you in a second. A smile on his lips with just one word. For example, I could say to Zahava, well done for organizing the Women's Empowerment Conference. I could say to Yaniv, Zahava, are you with us or are you just here? Ah, okay, there it is. That's the smile I was waiting for. Yaniv, I could say, Yaniv, well done for how you spoke in your last testimony, or well done for being able to drive while listening. It shows me how important this is to you, that even while driving, you're listening. And I could say to dear Yitzhak, whom I missed and haven't seen in a long time, there isn't a single person here that I could look at, even for a second, and not find something in them. For example, to Orna, I could say, look at how attentively Orna is listening. She's even in shock. She's captivated. What attentiveness, what focus, right? Or to Olga, Olga is just all good, everything about her. There's really nothing more to say. Whatever I say would be less than what friends could say. The whole point is the way we look at the people we meet. We meet a person, we see a person. It's about awakening the good side in them, making them happy, strengthening them, giving them self-worth. The moment you give him value, he becomes your best friend. You asked him questions, showed interest in him, made him your leader. You made him your leader. All you need to do is show him a personal example of how things should be done, and you become an empire. Because at first, it will start with 5 people, grow to 20 people, and then to 100 people. And the more people you lead, the wonderful thing is not just the gift they receive, but you yourselves grow. You grow in every way, in your social networks, in your financial ability, in your income, in your broad-minded personality, in your ability to absorb and overcome crises, in your ability to lead and guide, but most importantly, you will be fulfilled from every second in life. Someone once asked Bibi Netanyahu, why don't you want to go to sleep at 1 in the morning, and Shimon Peres, who slept only 2 hours a night? Why? He said, why sleep? I'm missing out on every second. There's always something else I enjoy advancing in the world. Because when you live a life of fulfillment, sleep seems like the biggest waste of all. And in order to live a life of fulfillment, you need to have a broad and great soul. And to reach a broad and great soul, you need to be the person who holds the secrets of many people, to be the leader, the one who leads. Everyone has been given a family to lead, his wife, his children. For the woman, she has her husband and her children, right? But you also have other circles, more friends, people in your city, at your workplaces, in your business. You are leaders. Everyone is a leader, each at their own level. The more people you lead, in fact, you become a person with a story, an incredible sense of fulfillment, where every second of your life excites you. Okay, friends? This is also true for those who don't just have 8 clients, but 80,000 clients who want them and seek them out. It empowers you, it increases your value. Then here's the fast track to a life of wealth and fulfillment. Thank you very much. Yair, stop the recording for a moment.